A little bit of housekeeping before we get into this abject nonsense that we have with this video. So last night we had the first stream, and shout out to every single person that turned up for that. It wasn't really well promoted and didn't even get over on Rumble, but we're definitely going to be rectifying that come next week, because as you can see, made a couple of little improvements, I guess. I think I'm pointing to it, close enough or whatever. So Saturday, 7 o'clock for my time. That would be 9 o'clock out east, and then it would be 6 o'clock in the west, I think, if I got that correctly. It was so much fun, man, going through that stupid, goofy-ass interview, exposing all of the goofiness behind Ron DeSantis. It was a hell of a good time. I think we topped out at like 25 people that were in there, which is really great for this size of channel. You guys were blowing up the chat, just having a great time, and I really appreciated it. I'm super looking forward to next week's stuff. I don't even know what we're going to be talking about, but like I said at the beginning, it's probably going to be something goofy like this. So yes, a shout out to everybody who turned up for that and everybody who's catching the replay. I just uploaded it over on Rumble, and hopefully we won't have to have that problem into the future, because we're streaming over on Rumble as well. Mostly, and yeah, streaming on Rumble, especially when we're talking about crazy stuff like we got in this video right here, that is going to be instrumental to the success of the overall channel, which I think I've finally got appropriately addressed. But enough on that. So we got a whole host of goofy ass stories right here, especially with this. You can't make this stuff up, kids. A trans woman, left sobbing in JFK Airport after a TSA agent hit her in the testicles. Fucking what? Yo, okay, as a man, hi, obviously, right? And 80% of you guys out there are all male. I don't know what. Okay, sound off for my females in the audience. What makes you stick around? Because for the uninitiated, some of the stuff that we talk about would be considered misogyny. Do you appreciate that? It's like, maybe it's you girls that have a good sense of humor. Like, it is extremely rare to find good women that are out there. Maybe it is just that 20%. You guys just congregated around this area. It's great to see, though. But this shit is so ridiculous. Yes, a dude get hits in his nuts and he starts crying. I guess the estrogen really took. So let's see what the fuck is going on here. A transgender woman was left in tears at the JFK airport. Well, okay, that's what I was gonna say at the beginning. So as a guy, like, I've been hitting the balls, okay, on a football field, a baseball diamond, and that's really about it. I don't go to nightclubs or anything like that. And if it's getting hit, well, it's not really getting hit as much as being cupped. And it's okay, here's another thing. Okay, so I gave the assignment to the girls that are going to be watching this. As for the guys, do you know how much sexual assault goes on in different places? It's not like I'm saying that, like, one of these Me Too women who would just come out and say, I've been sexually assaulted. But by the definition of the law, how much women think that they can get away with out in public? Like, have you ever been touched up and felt up to a point where it's like, yeah, that's a little much. If I was to reverse that onto you, I would definitely be charged with something. Have you guys also experienced that as well? It's very strange, but I've never, even as atrocious as some of those heffalumps have been, I've never started crying before. But then again, if you got the TSA agent out there, if it didn't say hand so far, it could have been nightstick, or I don't know, just played a fun game of see what fits inside the handcuffs. I don't know. So yes, the unidentified flyer, on multiple different levels, took to social media to vent about the incident in which she said the agent humiliated her in front of everybody. Excuse me, what are you packing it? What, ma'am, what's down there right now? It seems to be beeping right now. Yeah, got a cock piercing? In a series of posts that have since been deleted according to the outlet. All right. Hi. So a TSA agent at JFK Airport. Apparently, when you transition, you also lose the ability to capitalize. All right. Shout out Katie Lang. Punched me in the genitalia. You should give him the old fucking sure you can. Yelled at me for having a penis and humiliated me in front of everybody. Well, you're kind of, You've done that to yourself. If I had a soundboard, man, this would be so much fun. And humiliated me in front of everybody after I told her, interesting, to please stop. Yeah, okay. That's because it's interesting. It's interesting. I haven't flown that much, and I haven't. Last time I got flued out for a job gimmick down to Minnesota. Fun times. It was 2018, I think, or something like that. I didn't have to get patted down or anything like that, but the way that it goes is men are supposed to pat down men, women are supposed to pat down women. I think the gender barrier can be crossed and a woman can pat down a man, but it can't go the other way around. So if you're a female TSA agent and you're expecting, it's like, okay, do we got anything else as well? That's a slight looking individual. So you passable, I think, is the terminology. So to just be going down and then all of a sudden you get a handful of fun, that's going to be a startling situation. I'm sure it probably wasn't, oh my god, I got punched. It was probably like, oh shit, oh, the fuck, you haven't changed any identification on your passport yet. What the fuck am I dealing with? Oh, okay, cool. It was probably one of those type of situations. But of course, you just ratchet up the victim narrative, because that's kind of what you're doing if you're going to be making all of this spectacle of yourself. You're trying to get the attention that way, one way or another. But the embarrassment didn't stop there, according to the woman. Followed me into the women's bathroom, and the TSA agent, this is, and began talking about me to a coworker while I sobbed in a stall. Are we sure that those two things didn't happen independent of one another? Okay, you got all, touched up and somebody had a break afterwards. It's like, yo, I gotta go wash my hands. I was not expecting that here today. I think that there's probably a bit of exaggeration to this story. Like, that's a big bathroom, man. Yeah, I was gonna move on because some of these pictures are fucking weird, but in a follow-up post that's also been deleted as well. This is a sentence in 2023. She said she was left crying for over an hour and said, my balls hurt so bad. Bruh, my balls hurt for an hour. And as somebody who's had a set of balls for 33 years, I've never been hit. I've been tagged up a fair few times, enough to at least recount some of the incidents. Just never to a point, and especially by a government operative, to the point where your balls hurt so bad afterwards. I don't know, maybe you were flying to get the surgery and then you wouldn't have to worry about them hurting so bad anymore. But just when you thought that this would be apex insanity, you got to reconcile with yourself and figure out if coffee is racist. Now, this was something that was going around on social media last week, and I was going to couple this with a couple of other things, but other bigger stories came in, kind of like Trump indictment and whether or not that's actually going to take place or not. We'll see what's going on next week, but this story is crazy enough, and this entire video that I'm doing right here is just kind of a grab bag of nonsense, so why not right now? Is coffee racist? Well, to me, I think that coffee is third world sludge and should be thrown off of every harbor and every port. I'm not stumping for tea or anything like that. It's just, I fucking hate the smell of coffee. It is disgusting, and I would rather see it all left in whatever South American shithole it fucking comes from. But you've got this Afro website, and I was thinking, when I first seen it, it's like, this has got to be a parody or some shit like that, but then I also took a look at the website that it's coming from. We support black artists, okay, how to be an ally. Some of the links at the bottom of this article right here kind of paint a tale as well. 4 TV shows that, bruh, I wonder if his balls hurt after his girlfriend gets done with them. Helped a generation understand it's okay to be gay. And then 10 things you do every day to harm neurodivergent folks. It's almost a parody. It's almost a parody because, and microaggressions that you do to, infuriate tismy people. And the fact that it has all the woke words that are in it. And it's like, we're sure that it's not a parody. We're sure, but it's like coffee. Coffee, as far as I know, it came from Colombia, right? Like, at least some of the most popular brands are Colombian roasted, Arabica roasted, so I guess that would come from the Middle East, Arab country. I don't know all that much about coffee because I fucking detest the shit, but To try to say that if you drink coffee as a white person, you're racist against black people. I don't know, man, because normally coffee is something that you get on the way to work. So I guess that is just kind of inherently racist and favors the white man. Is coffee racist? How drinking coffee perpetuates white supremacy. Well, wouldn't it kind of accomplish kind of a Bayesianing of the world? Because coffee, like, stains your teeth, which is the whitest part of anybody. I don't know. How do they rationalize? We're not going to read all of this because there's only so many brain cells that I'm willing to sacrifice and put everybody else through. So let's take a look. Okay, created by black people for black people. Really? Okay. And now a pillar of white supremacist capitalism. It's got all the buzzwords. Are we sure this isn't a troll? If you consume coffee, you are helping an industry built on racism. Guess what? I'm definitely not racist. I hate me some coffee. Ooh, ooh. So can I say the N-word? Anyways, if you're a person of color, you know what I'm talking. You know what I'm talking about. If you're a person of color, you know what I'm talking about. You walk into an office. Excuse me. I believe it's swagger into an office with a new cup of coffee, and your senses are overwhelmed with whiteness, and you get the glare from the Karens. Yo, this is some racist shit. Holy fuck. The white hipster barista lines herself up between you and the bathrooms. What? And tells you, non-customers aren't welcome. Oh, what the is this supposed to be like a setup? Is there going to be a punchline later? It's like, you ever been down to the coffee shop and the barista takes your order and then she tells you to stand over there, and like, okay, and then she writes your name wrong on the coffee cup and everybody has a laugh. If you have a white coffee drinking friend, he or she may have even let you in on an old coffee joke white coffee drinkers share when POC aren't around. I know it's people of color, but what joke are we talking about? Like, what? This is absurd. There are 3 things that are necessary in order to make a cup of coffee, and they are: first, a black man to roast the coffee; second, a yellow man to grind it; and third, a white man to drink it. Yo, okay, I've got a couple of problems with that. Two things. Jokes are supposed to be funny, and I've never thought that it takes 3 people to brew a cup of coffee. Like, what the fuck are... What is that? Yo, man, this is your mind on just racist psychobabble. Imagine framing your entire world around, oh my god, how does this affect black people? It'd be especially bad if it's just attributed to the AFRU staff. Fuck, I wanted to see if the person here who's writing this is the self-hating white person, because you know at the end of the day it's just going to be some Ashley or a fucking Becky who's writing this stuff. Like, come on now. No black person actually gives a fuck this much about coffee. Like, come on, man. Well, I'm here to validate your lived experience. Coffee is, in fact, horribly racist, and there's data to back it up. Let's gloss over this, I guess. Every facet of the coffee industry, in fact, is rooted in racism. Oh, okay, cool. I'm glad that you're not completely poisoning the well up front. It's just everything that's involved with coffee. Okay, cool. So, because this is a cotton t-shirt, am I also supporting racism? From the moment the whites viciously stole coffee from black and brown people. No, I thought it was just black people we were oppressing. It's all about black people, and then you're just trying to lump in brown people as well. To the present day Karen sipping her morning cup of white supremacy. You haven't really laid out anything yet. You're just using a bunch of buzz terms over top of this, but okay. I have been able to drink the fruits of our labor. I'm sure the AFRU staff is out there just tilling the fucking coffee fields. Bruh. And our culture with impunity, an Afrocentric, anti-colonial, and anti-racist history of coffee. Yeah, just a little bit more of this, because this is just... I'm getting dumber reading this. There's nothing more important to black folks than learning more about the rich history and embracing the unequaled creativity and genius of their blackness. Well, if they are so superior over everything, why did the white man, who is so inept and requires 2 other people to get their just simple morning beverage, how were they able to stamp out your unequal creativity and genius? I'm just asking. It's only recently that historians have begun to recognize the achievements of black people. No, we've given you your props when it comes to peanut butter for a long time. We know George Washington Carver, yeah, of course. And we was kings, we get it, okay. From building the pyramids, Well, actually, I hate to actually you on the internet, but I think black people are just as much humans as everybody else, and apparently aliens built the pyramids. So you know what? Hey, and I'm just saying, to composing classical symphonies. Sorry, if we were on Rumble, I would have a wonderful joke to tell everybody, but don't worry about that. To creating the day-to-day life fuel of white supremacy. Yo, this shit is so fucking stupid, man. I would love to post a meme to just encapsulate how stupid this shit is. But that's actually even more racism. Oh my god, we just can't escape it, people. What's digital blackface, and why is it wrong when white people use it? When you use black people in memes, that's racism, according to CNN. You know Trump's not in the news when they're running stories like this. Thanks, John Blake. See, at least, you know what? This person is such an asshole. They at least put it out there themselves. This is so fucked. Maybe you shared the viral video of Kimberly Sweet Brown Wilkins telling a reporter after narrowly escaping an apartment fire, "I got bronchitis. There was smoke coming everywhere. Ain't nobody got time for that." You know, that. Or at the same time, what else was coming out at the exact same time? I forget his name, but he was the crazy guy. It's like, hide your kids, hide your wife. You know what? Before YouTube was popping like this, these on the man on the street interviews from, you know, your just the local ABC, CBS, Fox News affiliate. Those were the original viral moments, and that's always what they look to recreate. That's from 2012? Yeah, man. This is one of those memes that has stood the test of time. It's right up there. It's on the meme Mount Rushmore with like Pepe and shit. Like, that stuff's been around for everybody uses. Ain't nobody got time for that. Maybe not so much recently, but it's still in the popular vernacular. But tell me more about, you know, appreciating, you know, somebody doing something hilarious. Tell me how that's racism, I guess. Perhaps you posted a meme of supermodel Tyra Banks exploding in anger on America's Next Top Model. I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. No, but I know it, but no. Or maybe you simply posted the popular gif, such as one of NBA great Michael Jordan crying. Yeah, I think we've all done crying Jordan. Or, more recently, Jordan from The Last Dance. Was that what it was from? And then I took that personally. That's a good one. That's a really good one. Or drag queen RuPaul declaring girl. Well, okay, if you're racist for posting black people, does that mean you're also transphobic for posting a drag queen? These are the important questions that CNN are going to have to address in the follow-up article. If you're black and you've shared such images online, you get a pass. What letter does that pass have? But if you're white, you may have inadvertently perpetuated one of the most insidious forms of contemporary racism. Oh my god, I've actually been Justin Trudeau this entire time. You may be wearing digital blackface. I think that's enough mind aids for the day. You can read the rest of this. I don't even know how you could possibly come up with this many words that's on there. It's like, bruh. And then not even to mention future, she belonged to the streets. Personally, that's my favorite meme going around right now. At least it has been for the past however long it's been posted, because it's more accurate now than for it's really ever been in history. Because I know what I concern myself with, okay? I concern myself with the way that people interact with one another, how to be successful, how to create more money, how to create more value for everybody, for all my supporters that are, you know, watching and interacting with the content. I don't bog myself down with just mindless, dumb shit like this. Black versus white, brown versus Asian. It's like all of that shit is so fucking bottom tier nonsense. It's like when you peak, whenever you peak, what successful people are doing. You know, what high ticket earners, what they're talking about, what they're discussing. Race, sexism, all of the popular buzz terms from media, they're devoid of those conversations. They don't, in the most technical terms, they don't see race. They see a successful person sitting from the other side of them, figuring out how they can get down to the bottom of it and figuring out how they can make money. That's what they care about. That's what I concern myself with. Whenever I see dumb shit like this, or wherever I see, oh, you can see a pattern online of a bunch of, normally the videos are just, you know, black people committing just random acts of violence. Now, Is that like a greater psyop or something like that? I think it's just kind of, misattributing certain things. Because you can also see, and you can also peek that, the ones that are doing the wildest shit in those videos, it's normally women and slight men who are just holding off, anybody who's just going to try to curtail the women's bad behavior. We can go ahead and peek that as well. But realistically, like I said, whenever Scott Adams went off with, white people should stay away from black people, it has nothing to do with race. It has everything to do with socioeconomic status, because being poor in 2023, this might be a hot take, but being poor in 2023 is a choice. It is a set of habits that is either keeping you there or preventing you from progressing because you found this level of homeostasis that you're just totally fine with. It's the dog with the thorn in his paw he likes the attention from the hurt that's there, but doesn't want to take it out because it's not too much of an inconvenience. It's a little bit of a crutch. Oh, you're fat because, I've tried everything and I just want to have a good time. I just want to live my life. I just love to eat. No, you're fat because it's too difficult, okay? Nothing that is easy, nothing that you get for free is actually worth it. Anything that you value, when you strive for something, when you earn something, when you acquire and achieve your goals, that's when you end up capitalizing on success. That's when you end up ascending the bottom rung where you just have these nonsensical conversations. If you hang around with people that unironically discuss this stuff and it's not just the punchline to a joke, hey, did you hear the dumbest fucking thing that I seen today? You're in the wrong group of people. It's that quote that this is going to sound stupid. It's that quote that gets attributed to that Greek philosopher. I think it was Greek. I think it stems all the way back to then. Small minds discuss people. Regular minds discuss events. Ascendant minds discuss concepts and ideas. On this channel, the area that I see that is devoid and vacant when I assess the entire information landscape, there's not a lot of value that's provided whenever an event or an idea or a person gets discussed. And that's the place that I'm hoping to fill. Looks like over 3,300 people on YouTube and about 900 people over on Rumble, and whoever's left remaining over on Odyssey and the other places that I'm not entirely sure if I'm still over at or not. I don't really know, man. Well, let's just say in the grand scheme of things, everybody who pays attention to the channel, in on and around 4,000. I think in a month, like 50,000 different views. So 5 digits worth of eyeballs come in and check stuff out. And you stick around because we deep dive, because we figure out, why are they talking about this stuff? Why is this relevant? Oh, okay, cool. Oh, Eliza Blue's being a grifter. Well, there's actually a whole host of layers underneath of that we need to suss out and figure out, so that when you see that pattern develop again into the future, because people are creatures of habits, you can assess said situation and you can get to the root of it for yourself. And if there are people like that inside your own life, well, you can either help them out or identify quick enough so that you can just get the fuck out of the way. So that's what I want for my supporters that are out there, okay? I want you guys to take a look at all this nonsense. A trans woman's crying because her balls hurt. Okay, wonderful, fantastic. The fact that a headline even starts with trans woman and then it finishes up with balls hurt, the fact that you're even using that verbiage in today's day and age already speaks about the pervasiveness of the left being able to just assimilate the language and replace it with whatever they want. Coffee is racist. You're using digital blackface by, just laughing at black people or ethnic minorities, at least in the West, even though white people approximate 10 to 15% of the overall world population. The most common individual, I think at this point in time, I might be getting the age wrong, but it's a 32-year-old Chinese male that is the most average individual on the entire earth. So to get caught up in just stupid conversations at the surface level of, this is supposed to mean it's not of the same color as you, that means you're a bad person. It's just low-level, low-vibrational nonsense. That's the type of conversation it'd be likely to peak over on a Hassan stream. Yeah, man. They want you constantly at war with... I don't even know, because you never find these people in real life, even if they feel a certain way online and they want to just, spill their opinions. Because even if we just double back to the, old Balls McGillicuddy right there, didn't say anything to the TSA agent, just, cried into a TikTok and then probably got a whole bunch of likes. And it's like, I really liked your septum piercing. Not Ben. They don't do anything in real life. None of this stuff incentivizes anybody to grow from it. It's just constantly bogged down. It stays into the back of your mind. It's like, oh, if I drink, oh, I should just switch to coffee or I should switch away from coffee because I don't want to be a racist. And, oh, I was going to post this meme because I thought it was funny, but actually it could be offensive. And, oh, I better just mind my P's and Q's whenever I'm walking around because heaven forbid, you know, that lady walking around in a dress and high heels might have a dong swinging between their legs. None of this shit is terribly fucking relevant. That's why they put it out there in mass. And if we don't laugh at it, there's some goofy motherfuckers that are going to be out there taking this shit seriously. So, with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.